gang? Video number 3. Yes, it's been about a month since I uploaded, and then probably a month and a half between these two uploads. I'm finally getting back in the routine of school with everything, so yeah, we're back to the grind. Today's agenda. Today we're going to go hit some legs. Another quad focus day. I know I did that in video 1, but we're going to switch up some exercises today. The gym I'm going to has a really nice pendulum squat, so we're going to mess with that. I'm going to show you guys how it works, how I really love that machine, and then I'll move into some RDLs, and we'll do some other leg accessory movements. And yeah, of this filming date, it is currently January 15th, and the Vitamin Shop is doing a $1 energy drink sale, I'm pretty sure, on the CBum products. So we're going to go check that out before our lift. We're going to see what all I can cop, what all I can buy. Those are some of the best energy drinks in the game, so if they're selling for $1, we gotta hop on that. Other than that, like I said, I just started school back. This is week 1 of my final semester at school. Hard to believe that I'm going to be graduating here in about 5 months. I'm getting old. Currently on the fence if I'm going to stay another semester and do a certification program. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to go into HR, human resources, so I might stick around for another semester, get a certification. We shall see. And another update on the cut. So last video, I believe I was circulating around 230 pounds, and right now, as of January 15th, I'm right at 226, so about a 4-pound loss. It could be better, but between last video and right now, I had things like Christmas, and I really didn't focus too hard on cutting. I was just trying to maintain, if not just lose a little bit of body fat, which I still did. So we're currently on a projection right now. The trajectory is looking nice. Again, I want to get to around like 220-ish and see how I'm feeling, see how I'm looking, and I'll make an assessment if I want to maintain from there or if I want to cut down another like 5-ish pounds or so. And the cut's been going really solid lately. Like I said, I kind of maintained over the holiday break, but now that I'm back at school, it's easier to get in routine with my dieting, with nutrition, just buying my groceries. It's kind of hard at home when I have my parents' stuff there too. Yeah, so right now I am currently still running an aggressive cut. If dieting sucks and you're already walking into a dieting phase in a pessimistic mood, might as well make it suck a little bit more and just make it an aggressive cut. You can lose more body fat that way, get it done a little bit faster. So we're rocking that wave right now. The initial goal was to cut for about 10 weeks and then maintain from there. So I cut for, I believe, 5 weeks and then kind of maintained over holiday break. And now that I'm back into school, I'm planning on doing the same. I'm going to cut pretty aggressively for the next 5 or 6 weeks, see where I get. And then we'll make an assessment. I might just maintain that body weight and try to put on some gains from there. And I don't really want to get too fluffy again, 240. I don't really want to get up there again. But we'll see. We're going to take it by ear. Today's pre-workout. Let me show you guys. We got the CBum sour watermelon flavor. Pretty good pumps with this. And I feel really energized. And we're going to pair that with a sugared Gatorade, just to get some good carbs in the system, some good sugars. Like I said, we're going to fill the glycogen stores, and we're going to have a great lift today. So without further ado, let's go to the car. In Central Illinois, it's currently 26 degrees, but the real feel is 13. It's been freezing cold lately, and it quite frankly sucks. Like I said in the last video, I am not a fan of the cold no more. I'm not a fan of the snow, really. And yeah, I'm just ready for it to get warmer outside. All right, just got out of Vitamin Shop, and there's some pretty crazy deals going on right now. So on the CBum pre-workout, it was buy one, get one free on the tubs. So I got this raspberry flavor, and then I also got an orange flavor in that. And then the most important deal today was the $1 energy drinks. You can get up to 6 of these. So I got several of the cola flavors. I got the White Monster rip-off one that actually tastes better. So I got 6 of the energy CBum drinks. And then I got this new Ghost Grape Pran to try. I heard it's pretty good. And then it was buy one, get one free on these drinkable pre-workouts. So yeah, I'm eager to try that. And then buy one, get one half off on these protein shakes. So they had the Hostess Twinkie one. And then they also had a cupcake one. So I'm eager to try that. 40 grams of protein for 230 calories. Not terrible. But yeah, good little restock. I got 2 tubs of pre-workout, 2 drinkable pre-workouts, and then 7 energy drinks and 2 protein shakes for a whopping $55. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I'm pretty excited with that haul. All right, we're currently en route to the gym right now. It's about 40 minutes away from campus, and we're into this gym because they have a lot better equipment than the gym I have in my
college town. We can actually film here and not be flooded. The college rec is absolutely flooded. The last semester, almost 22. It's time for me just to lock in with this, actually take a stab at it. I've been trying to do so. And if you're really struggling to initiate something, if you're too scared, too nervous, if you think an idea or dream is too big for you and you don't even want to take a stab at it, don't think that way, man. If you're waiting for the stars to align on something, then you're always going to be waiting. Just take the gym, for example. I'll only hit the gym, if I feel well rested, if I feel energized, if my body doesn't hurt. Like, sure, there's some days where the stars do align, but more often than not, 6 out of 7 days of the week, it doesn't fall that way, man. There's gonna be days where you wake up unmotivated to do something. There's gonna be days where your body's a little sore, a little tender from the previous workout, and you have a bunch of other variable and factors that kind of hinder you, kind of tell you in the back of your head, hey, it's okay. I can take a rest day today. I can chill out a little bit. I can relax at home. I can push off these. I can push off studying. I can push off schoolwork. I can call in sick to work. It's that negative voice in the back of your head, man, that you listen to too often. Quit listening to that voice, man. Just do it. Don't be nervous. Don't be anxious. Never wait for the stars to align, man. Just do it. The first time you attempt something, whether that's the gym, social media posting, a new hobby, it can be whatever. You're not going to be good at it the first time, no. It takes a long time. It takes a journey for you to actually grow and be something, whether that's school, work, hobby related, anything. You're not going to be great at the first stab at it. So just keep going, and day by day, week by week, month by month, you're going to keep getting better at it, and this can become second nature. When I was 15, some kid in high school told me it took about 30 days for something new to become a habit. It was an old friend. He was trying to get locked in with the gym. He was telling me, yeah, if I just stay consistent for 30 days, man, it'll become a habit. It'll become second nature. And I don't know, fact check me if I'm wrong, but I kind of have this instilled in my mind. And when I started hitting the gym when I was 17, I was like, okay, I'm unmotivated to do so. I'm kind of tired. I don't know what I'm doing. But if I can lock in for 30 days, 1 month, and actually take a stab at it, then I'm going to see where I end up. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. And then, you know what? I was consistent for 30 days for the first time ever, and I fell in love with the gym. And that was when I was 17, so it was roughly 5 years ago when that happened. And look where I'm at now. And same can be applied for me posting on social media. I started my Instagram account back up in February of 25, and it kind of snowballed into me figuring out what works, what doesn't work. It snowballed into me starting my TikTok account, to starting this YouTube account, for me to start posting content that's more, fitness realm related, for me to start posting stuff that actually can be applied to my business, can be applied to myself. It's not me just posting, a few pictures, a few photo dumps a month, and it making no sense and again no traction now. I'm actually trying to take a stab at it and trying to be serious. And I'm still figuring out what I'm supposed to do. I think I have an idea, but it just takes time. You learn what works, what doesn't work, and sooner or later you'll get good at it. It'll become second nature, like I said, and it'll become a habit. So make things a habit. Quit having a pessimistic mindset when you look at things. If you look at something and think of it like as a chore, like going to the gym as a chore, waking up, making your bed first thing in the morning, if you think of all that as a chore, it just correlates a pessimistic, negative attitude in the back of your mind. Whether you're thinking it or not, subconsciously that starts to eat away at you. And if you keep constantly thinking that something's a chore, then more often than not, you're just going to be dragged down all the time, and you're going to be a really unmotivated, and undisciplined person. So days when you can actually do something, apply yourself, that builds discipline. May not like it at first, but that's how you get better or something. All right, we just pulled up to the gym. The parking lot is absolutely packed right now, so we're going to have a lovely time hitting legs. But anyways, we're going to warm up on the treadmill for about 10 minutes, get loose. I stretched at home, but we're going to get loose on the treadmill for about 10 minutes and count that towards my daily cardio step goal. And then we're going to go into a squat variant. So today's going to be pendulum squat. They have a really nice pendulum squat set up here. So we're going to do that. And then they also have a nice RDL machine here. So we're going to do RDLs after that. And then depending on how my knees feel, we might hop into a leg press, do that third. And then finish with some leg extensions, hamstring curls, and leg adductors. And then after that, we'll do 20 more minutes of cardio. And we'll call that a day. So honestly, it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, should be a great lift today.
You were gone 7 years. 7 years I waited, hoping that you wouldn't come back. Every year, I took a holiday. I went to Florence. There's this cafe on the banks of the Arno. Every fine evening, I'd sit there and order a Fernet Branca. I had this fantasy that I would look across the tables and I'd see you there with a wife, maybe a couple of kids. You wouldn't say anything to me, nor me to you. But we both know that you'd made it, that you were happy.
So I just warmed up here. I did my dynamic stretches. I loosened my legs up. I did my 10 minutes of cardio to warm up. And then for the pendulum squat, I did no weight, a plate, and then 2 plates. And then my goal here, I think I'm going to add another 35 on. Ideally for this, you do not need much weight. And what's really nice about the pendulum squats, so as you can see with the contraption, all you're basically doing is doing a leg press where you just isolate your quads on this. So you don't have to think about bracing your core, bracing your back, bracing any other muscles when you do this compared to like a back squat or even a hack squat at sometimes. All you're doing with this, you're just solely focusing on pushing with your quads. And the way it's contracted, all you got to do is just go up and down, up and down. And for this, I like to have a nice controlled 3 to 5 second eccentric and really squeeze my quads here. It's a really great exercise. I love doing this, but this is like the only gym in my area with pendulum squat. So yeah, we're gonna focus on doing 2 really good sets here. We're gonna focus on 2 sets of 7 to 9 and squeezing for each rep, and really focus on that eccentric. Let's get into it. I got the squat shoes on. I got my knee suits on underneath my pants. So like I said, we're gonna aim for 2 sets of 7 to 9 on this. Really focus on squeezing. I have 2 plates and a 35 on right now. So we're gonna see how many I can get this for. I'm really excited in my next growth phase, whether that's maintaining or bulking. I'm gonna come in here a lot more for leg days and really try to progress some of this movement. So like I said before, this really isolates your quads really good, and you don't have to think much. All you're doing is a simplified leg press. You don't have to focus on bracing your core, your back, any other muscles. It's purely isolating your quads, and I love this exercise so much. All right, without further ado, let's get into our first set here. Come on. One more. Come on. Oh, let's get out of this. I don't like wearing my hats front ways, but gotta do what you gotta do on a machine like this. But anyways, what I really like about the pendulum squat too, as you can see, I think at reps 1 through 4, 1 through 5, I didn't really lock out at the very top of it. I had my slow eccentric all the way down, and then once I pressed up, I never like locked my legs out. All I did, I'd go up, and then as soon as I got to the very top, I wouldn't lock. I'd just go gradually back down again. And what this does, this keeps constant tension and pressure on your quads. So essentially when you lock out at a movement, any movement. But on this pendulum squat, once you lock out your legs, you're basically eliminating most of the tension from your quads. They're still a little bit activated because you're pressing the weight up all the way, but that's relying a lot on your actual bones and tendons, more or less on your quads. So I think it's important to put in some movements where you can really focus on the tension and eccentrics of your exercises. And a good pro for working on the constant tension, I think it feels great. I get a great pump from it, and I can really feel like my quads getting worked on that. Like I said, I only did that reps with like 1 through 4 or 1 through 5. So it wasn't for the full set. As you can see, when I got to like, I think 5, 6, 7, those reps, I started to lock out the top because I knew if I went down right away, I wouldn't be able to complete the set. But if I can leave like 3 reps in the tank where I can actually lock out and focus on grinding out a few extra reps after I work on keeping constant tension on my quads, I count that as a win. So we're going to do one more set here with the same weight. This was perfect weight, fell in my ideal rep range. Second set. And on this, since I'm trying to bias my quads, I make sure my feet are aligned properly, so it's going to bias it. So what this means, this machine actually does it really well. The plate at the bottom where my feet lay on, it's actually inclined all the way up, so it's going to bias my quads. Think of like stepping on your tippy toes. If you step on your tippy toes, most of your leg that's going to work there is going to be your quads, and the wider out you go and the lower down you go, that's going to be more hamstring biased. Or sorry, the wider you go and the higher up you go, will be more hamstring biased, and the closer your feet together are, and the further down the plate they are, more quad biased. But since this plate is already at an incline, we're already good as far as quad activation goes. Plus I got my squat shoes on, so it adds heel elevation, which then adds more pressure to the front part of my foot, and then chain reacts, more tension on my quads. Alright, second set here. Come on. Alright, so the angle in here might look a little goofy because I put it in 0.5 lens, just so you can see the full frame, because if I'm sitting on this box, I'm like almost 7 foot. So hopefully my head's in frame here. But anyway, today we're doing RDLs, and at this gym they have a really nice RDL machine. And you can do a lot of stuff on here, but I like doing RDLs. Essentially, it kind of limits the barbell path. You have 2 handles in each hand, and you go down all the way to do your RDL. And a lot of people might question me on this set I'm about to do. We're doing RDLs, you want to have a wider stance to target your hamstrings more. Well, that's not wrong, at least for me as a taller lifter. And on this machine, I like to have my feet a little closer together, because if I'm closer together like this, I can get down maybe another 2.5 inches, 3 inches of range of motion, and then pull up strictly my hamstrings and glutes. So I think it's really beneficial that I keep a close stance here. And as you guys can see here, in about 2 seconds, I get a full stretch, and I have a good controlled eccentric. So we're gonna aim for 2 sets of 6 to 9 on this. This first set might be a little heavy, so we're gonna aim for like 7 or 6 reps and go from there. But yeah, this should be a bread and butter movement in your leg day workout. For hamstrings, you always want to have a hinge movement and then a curl movement. So if I can go heavy on this, I'm doing something right.
And what I was gonna say there was, you gotta kind of analyze your fucking life in whatever state that it is right now, and from a third person view, try to be as objective as possible. Really look at it and say, okay, what the hell can I change about this to improve it? It's like, what should you be doing right now? What should you start doing this week? What should you start doing this month? It's up to you to either face it with enthusiasm or put it off, skip it, and just move on and try to forget about it. Time really is fucking working against you. I mean, if you just wake up and live the same day over and over again, how many people wish they could have turned back the clock and done what they really wanted? You don't know what you have.
I'm happy
until
with
it's
8 reps
gone.
on that.
And that same thing goes for your potential.
Like I said, it might look a little sloppy or not used to what you're normally seeing, but I wear the belt so I can brace my core, and then it might look a little funky with the lens angling and all that, but I like to keep the top half of my back contracted, and I try my best to have my chest pumped out. Which next set I'll try to look up at the ceiling a little bit more so I can give a better representation at that. But essentially all I'm doing is going straight down, and then once I get down all the way, I'm pulling with my hamstrings and my glutes to retract back up. We'll rest for a second and go to set number 2. And something that I forgot to hit on last set, as you can see, I'm going barefoot right now. My first set of pendulum squats, I had my heel elevated squat shoes on, and like I said, it provides heel elevation, so it's going to bias the quads more. But since we're trying to go heavy and do some good sets on the RDLs, we're going to be flat-footed. Flat-footed means you're going to be driving through your heel to bring your weight back up and then bias more of your hamstrings and glutes. While you can do that in your heel elevation squat shoes or at an incline, it's really not beneficial for what you're doing. It just save yourself a headache and get flat-footed shoes or go barefoot or try to just be as flat on the ground as possible. So we did a set of 8 reps last set. We're gonna aim to do another set between 7 to 9. I'm gonna aim for 7 on here. I'm gonna aim for 7. So we had to call an audible on the play here. In the car, I talked about doing a leg press after my RDLs, but there's a line for leg press, and honestly, I don't want to spend my time waiting on the leg press and then an additional 20-25 minutes of warming up and doing my actual set. So I will say, out of my leg days, leg press is always the one that's kind of like optional. If it's open, I'll do it, great. But if not, no worries. The rest of my workout, I have leg extensions, hamstring curls, adductors, and calf raises. So typically, if I skip out my leg press, I'll do an extra set of extensions or hamstring curls. Not a biggie. Just work around what you got. I'd rather get through my workout than have to wait, get kind of cold. My muscles they get out of the zone. So no big deal. We're going to hop on this leg extension. This looks a little goofy. It's isometric, so it's one leg at a time, but I do both at the same time. So yeah, I think we're going to do 3 sets on this. Each set between 7 to 9 reps. First set, we're doing 110 pounds, so we'll crank this out real quick and see how many we can get.
Not the same person I was a year ago, not even close. Not even close, eh? I lost my faith in the world. The only thing that matters is this shit right fucking now, the second that you're in. That's all that matters. You gotta live in the fucking moment because it's fleeting. It can be taken from you at any second. You gotta fight for it. Nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. There's no empathy left in this fucking world. I need to change something about myself right now.
And what's nice about this gym in general and this leg extension, when I'm locked in, ready to do my set, my heels come back far enough where my legs aren't at 90 degrees. They're back farther than 90 degrees. So that means I have more range of motion and I can actually stretch out my quads to get more activation. And I feel like a lot of gyms out there, the leg extensions are the best. I've seen ones, actually my YMCA type of gym back at home, there's a leg extension that starts right here where my legs are at 90 degrees, if not out a little bit more. And the bar pad right here comes down, and when you go to do your extension, you're only going up 35, 40 degrees. And yes, you are working your quads, but not as good as this. You can actually get a full stretch. And as you can see, the theme of this video and the past couple of vids, do what works for you, but also pick the exercises that you can get a deep stretch, good range of motion, and you can really control your eccentric. Like you saw on that last set I did, I was able to control my set. My eccentric kind of varied between 2 and 4 seconds, and I'm really able to squeeze and go really hard on lead extensions. Same with the pendulum squat. As you can see, I could control my eccentric very well and efficient, and also the stretch is insane. I was able to get down all the way till I can't get down any further. RDL, same way. I brought those blocks over for me to stand on. That way I can get an extra few inches range of motion, bring the weight up. And then same will go for hamstring curls, adductors, calf raises. I put myself in a position where I can get the best range of motion and really feel a stretch on things. Alright, so for hamstring curls, we're going to do lying down today. And I like doing lying down ones because I can get a good stretch on this and really focus on the squeezing of my hamstring curls. I love doing controlled eccentrics on this. I really feel the stretch and pull on my hamstrings. So we're going to do 2 quick sets real quick. Again, between 7 and 9 rep range. And go from there. Alright, we'll do one more and head into adductors. I love doing adductors over here at this gym because this machine can get very wide, like you can see here. Sadly, I'm not that flexible. I'm pretty sure I do around this setting. We'll do one up set real quick. But adductors are really important to hit. It really fills out the inner thigh, and it's important if you want to step on stage to have really fulfilled legs, and especially being taller, on the taller side of things, I need to have big legs if I eventually want to hop on stage. So I took adductors really seriously last minute growth phase, and hopefully by the time I shed down a good amount of this fat, we'll get to see some gains and growth in the adductor section. So I actually might be able to go one more wide. Yeah, we'll rock with this setting. Oh. Alright, did a set of 12 there. We'll do one more set and hop into calf raises. Do some standing calf raises, and always, if you have the standing variation over the seating variation, do the standing variation. The trajectory and the range of motion you can get while standing is a lot greater than sitting, and just the angling of your body when you actually do the exercise. It's way more important to do standing rather than sitting. So we're going to do 3 sets here total, and the rep range we're going to set between 10 and 15 reps, and rep this out. So I'm going to finish this and then go get a quick pose down and 20 minutes of cardio. Alright, so overall, great lift today. We focus on exercises and movements that I can get a full range of motion on, and also exercises that are easily to progressive overload on. So we'll do a quick pose down real quick, and that's really cool. Once I start shedding some more body fat off and start draining all the water weight from my glycogen cells, it's pretty cool to see my striations start to return slowly but surely. I'm hoping leg veins the next like 10-ish pounds. I think last cut I got them around like 215 pounds, so I'm sitting around like 10-ish pounds away. So we're getting close. Alright, gotta work on the left side a little bit. Do not flame me. Still feeling a little watery, but it's okay. Part of the game. But yeah, I'm excited. Because once I actually get shredded down and see all the striations and veins and get crazy, that's a pretty cool sight to see. So, without further ado, let's go do 20 minutes of cardio. Finish up the cardio goal today. And then we're going to do a little car talk. See you guys then.
All right. This is a few days after my leg day lift, but I want to come on and talk about the structure of it, the framework, all that jazz. So during the video, I talked a lot about eccentrics, having good form, working on the negative. I talked about all that, and some might think that I have a scientific-based approach to things, and really, that's not the case of it, man. I think TikTok and Instagram, they really inflated the whole science-based approach, ego lifter. They really narrowed it down into categories, which, yes, a lot of people do lift in those categories and stereotypes, but end of the day, it doesn't have to be that serious. I pick the exercises that work for me and benefit me and my goals. So what works for me might not work for someone that's 5'7". Obviously, I'm 6'5". My proportions are a lot longer, a lot wider. My femurs are a lot longer, wider than the average lifter. Yes, some of the movements I do might be more science based, but I don't put myself in that category. I pick the exercises that I can progressive overload each and every week. I pick exercises that I can control my form. I can critique it down to a T. I can control the eccentric. I can control my negatives. And I also pick the exercises that I really enjoy. So I put all those together, and ultimately that hypertrophy movements that benefits me and my goals. So with that being said, if you're new to the gym, if you're a beginner, there's a lot of information, especially right now, today's day and age, out online saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. There's a lot of information out there that might kind of freak out and overwhelm the beginner lifter to their lifting journey. And obviously, with exercise science, kinesiology, you can get very nitty gritty and analytical with things. But end of the day, working out does not need to be that deep. If you can keep things to the surface level, and what I mean by this is that don't overcomplicate things. If you can do the easy things like progressive overload, working on upgrading your reps or weights for an exercise per week, if you can focus on that and really pushing yourself hard, making sure that you're actually training to failure or training to your desired goals. If you're really working on that surface level goals, you will ultimately benefit from that. And then later on in your lifting journey, you can go more in depth, more nitty gritty with it. You can start picking exercises that takes a few more minutes to set up. I don't think the beginner lifter should really do all the science-based approach lifting stuff, like the Eric Janicki. He's a great lifter, and I really learn a lot from him. But his workout structure and workouts he does really might freak out a beginner lifter. I'm keeping it real. When he pulls up a bench, a pulley rack, and he's adjusting everything, it takes maybe like 10, 15 minutes to set up. I'm not saying that exercise is not beneficial, but there's a lot of work that goes into just setting up the exercise, and that goes into the rest of your workout, the rest of the exercise you have to set up. Just don't overcomplicate it, man. You don't need to do all those fancy setups. As long as you're pushing hard, trying to improve yourself each and every session, each and every week, you'll do good. Alright, so it's been a few days since I made all the videos and put the clips together. If you can't tell by the nice new haircut, looking fresh. Today's the 20th, tomorrow is the 21st, which is my birthday, 22nd birthday to be more precise. And I just want to talk real quick about just everything that's been going on the past year, being 21, all that. So typically leading into a birthday the night before, my birthday eve, I feel just kind of a sense of sadness. I feel like at my certain age, I didn't really accomplish anything. I feel like I hold a lot of regrets. I feel like I have a pessimistic energy around me. And really, it's just a real negative feeling I head into my birthday. And all day, I'm just like, damn, I'm really 1 year older. And I feel like for my age, I didn't accomplish anything. I've honestly felt this way for as long as I can remember. I've always felt this through middle school, high school, now college. I just feel like I never really accomplished anything. But you know what? Today is my birthday eve, and I'm heading to my 22nd birthday tomorrow, and I don't feel that way. At the age of 21, I've accomplished so much that I didn't even think I could do by myself, to be honest. I started grinding this fitness journey. I really improved my confidence, my anxiety, my depression. I really took a stride and really improved myself. Looking back, it feels like a year ago today was like just yesterday. Like I feel like I can remember like what happened. I can remember where I'm at, and also remember I can compare where I'm at last year compared to where I'm at right now. And there's huge growth between the two. Huge growth. I'm not lying, my confidence has grown so much. My talking skills, I can actually hold a conversation. I can think better. Subconsciously, I have better thoughts. I can correlate just enough communication skills now, and I'm beyond thankful for that. I didn't know that this journey in social media and furthermore the gym would really grant me this. And furthermore, at the age of 21, I took a shot. I took a solo trip out to the Southwest, over 1,000 miles away, all by myself. Went to the national parks, to the desert, all by myself. I had the intuition that I wanted to do it. No one else really wanted to do it with me. They were busy, they had plans, whatever. So I took it into my own hands. At the age of 21, I can tell my kids that I traveled by myself through the desert, camped out by myself. I can tell them that. And at the age of 22 tomorrow, I can look back at age 21 and be like, hey, I don't really have any regrets. I have been doing well in school. I joined our rugby team for a semester. I tried something new. I took a stab at it. I got a girlfriend now, and I wasn't even seeking a relationship. It just happened. I have worked on all my relationships that actually matter to me. The people who are important to me know that. And I have been really trying to prioritize those relationships, really trying to surround myself in an environment of like-minded people, like-minded individuals, put myself in the right position for me to succeed. Obviously, I want my friends to succeed, but ultimately, if you're not putting yourself in a spot where your environment or people around you can really benefit you, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? If people are truly your friends, they want to uplift you, they want to see you succeed, they want you to be better in life. And that's what I've been trying to do. That's what I'm trying to surround myself with. Nothing but optimism. So like I said, I'm heading into tomorrow. I'm not really feeling sad about anything. Now I'm not really ecstatic about turning 22, because that's a serious age. Like, you're for sure not a kid anymore. You don't really celebrate anything. But yeah, I'm not sad about it. I'm very excited for what the future holds. And if you ask me what I see myself doing in the next like 2 or 3 years, I really have no idea. No idea. But you know what? I'm not necessarily sad about that. I'm not anxious about it. I'm not confused. Sure, I'm lost. But you know what? Every day I'm trying to pave that path. Brick by brick, day by day. I'm really trying to take a stab at it. And my inner belief system, I think I have. Like always, what I've been preaching on here, my TikToks, whatever. If you're doing something that keeps you complacent and you kind of just feel that nagging on the back of your head, if you have an itch that needs to be scratched, whether that's with social media, a new hobby, work, your job, school, whatever it may be, if you feel yourself too complacent and too scared to take risks, that's a good sign saying that you should take a risk. You should put in more effort, analyze the situation, and actually apply yourself. Because if you actually don't take a stab at something, you're going to stay complacent. You're going to stay feeling those pessimistic thoughts. You're going to stay just very stuck in life. And this is what I felt my whole life, man. Like I said, just take a shot at something. Take a shot at yourself. Actually apply yourself. Take risks. Don't live with regret. Just don't live with regret. Something that nobody absolutely knows on this earth. And when I was camping in Colorado, I had a car camp for a night, and I was basically stuck in the truck all night. I couldn't camp because there was real bad thunderstorms, whatever. I made a 10-minute long TikTok video just explaining how I'm going to change myself, that trip was a huge stepping stone in my life, how I have visible physical proof that I actually applied myself and I'm actually upgrading in life. I made this TikTok, saved it as a draft, whatever, switched phones when I got back. I lost that draft. But the moral of it was that I looked myself in the camera when I was still a little anxious to talk into the camera and make all these TikToks, make all these videos, whatever. I told myself that I had to believe myself. I believe that I'll succeed, that I'm going to improve my talking skills, communication, my confidence, my anxiety. I told myself I'm going to apply myself. I'm going to picture the man I want to be in the future, and I'm going to start acting like that man. Financially, physically, mentally, religiously. I see the future Noah Thurston right now, and every single day I'm trying to fill his shoes. I'm trying to think what that future person's going to do. That future version of me, I know he's rich, he's financially stable, he has a great physique. Mentally, he has really high emotional intelligence. He knows how to handle situations. He knows how to handle stress. He knows how to manipulate the things around him. He's just somebody that you can count on, and he's actually an authoritative figure. And he's living the best life. He's happy. Because it's the small things you do every single day. The small chores that no one actually wants to do or apply themselves. That Noah Thurston, he woke up every single day. Even though he was not motivated, he was disciplined. He told himself that he could actually wake up and do that. No one else is willing to put in that work. No one else is willing to waste their energy or time, effort, whatever. They're not willing to do the small things to succeed. And then they look back, look at other people who are actually successful. Well, I'm jealous. You know, they got lucky. You know, actually, if I tried, I would get there. World story, they don't try. They cope so hard. They tell themselves in the back of their head that they can succeed. So they think that if they actually devote the time and effort, that they eventually will. But you know what? They never actually do that. They figure that out when it's too late in life. If you can get one takeaway of this video, imagine the person you want to be and do the small, most minute tasks every single day. Think what he'd be thinking, or she, and do those small tasks. Do them. I don't care how small it is. I don't care what it is, honestly. But It should be different from what you're doing right now. It should make you a little uncomfortable, a little uneasy, maybe even a little anxious or nervous, whatever. Do the small things, do the things no one wants to do. You'll succeed, man. If no one else believes in you, I believe in you. I'll catch you guys in the next one.